Hello, I'm David Wacker, and I'm going to give you a paper slide presentation here on the use of soldering irons. Actually, really, we're going to be defining what these are. Here we go. So the definition of a soldering iron. What is it? It's a tool used for melting solder and applying it to metals that are to be joined, so that we are welding. In this case, we're using weldments. All right. Generally speaking, the categories of these, what it's kind of similar to and how it's a little bit different is I can relate these kind of to a hot glue gun, where you're using welds in your craft. You're going to use glue. It dries fast, it peels easy, but it can't transfer energy. Soldering iron, on the other hand, is used in general circuitry and electronics, similar to a welder, and it definitely transfers energy. But both create welds and both hold components together. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see an example of what solder would look like on the back of an electronic circuit itself. Next, we have different styles of soldering irons. What I drew for you there was a plug-in one because we use simple plug-in ones in our basic circuitry projects. You also have cordless soldering irons, temperature-controlled ones that have a dial on them, and hot knives could be something similar to a soldering iron. In summary, a soldering iron is a tool used to heat metals to be welded. Soldering irons come in many different styles, like we just learned about on the last paper slide, and we customarily use simple plug-in irons, especially in education. It's kind of the best way to go about it all. Question to leave you with here is, what is a real-world application for soldering irons? Besides basic circuitry, like I mentioned in a previous slide, you might see an electrician using soldering irons. It's similar to welding, so a welder could technically use something similar to a soldering iron. Basically, anyone who's trying to fuse components with metal out in the quote-unquote real world. This is a real-world transferable skill that I teach in my classes, and it's about as authentic as you can get for the electronics portion of my class, besides some of the other stuff we do. And then I actually have some references right here. Thanks.